image formed by the convex lens. This thing, whenever you will find this question in exam, like draw the image formed by a convex lens or complete the diagram to show image formed by a convex lens. So how you can do this type of question? It is always done with measurement. Means you have to measure certain things. So if I say an object of height 2 centimeter is placed 5 centimeter from convex lens of focal length 3 centimeter. It is better you draw this at the same time as I'm drawing. I will wait for you to complete each step. So in the question they mentioned the height of object is 2 centimeter, the measurements which are given, and it is placed 5 centimeter from the lens. This is the object distance. And the focal length is 3 centimeter. Now first what you will do, everyone of should draw a horizontal line. That horizontal line is a principal axis. So first do one thing, draw a horizontal line. It's a longer line. You don't have to mention any length here, just draw as long as you can. And mark the center of this. Actually, this is the position of the lens. Mark the center as O or optical center. First do this thing. First draw the principal axis, the imaginary line. No need to draw the lens first. Draw the imaginary line. That imaginary line is known as the principal axis, and mark a point on imaginary line, which is a position of the lens, and you label that as O. O means the optical center or the center of the lens. Finish till this point? Any length you can draw. The principal axis can be any length. But draw a longer line so that you don't have to extend the line. Shorter lines, sometimes you may have to extend. So first draw imaginary line, which is, for you it is a real line, but in terms of theory it is imaginary. In reality it's not there. Finish, done till this point, everyone? Draw a horizontal line and mark the position on the line, and that's the position of the lens. You call that as O. Now use your ruler and scale. Focal length is 3 centimeter. So what I will do, I will measure 3 centimeter from both sides, right and left side. I will measure 3 centimeter. Don't draw these arrows. These arrows are just for indication. I want to explain. That's why I'm drawing this arrow. You will measure 3 centimeter both sides and mark a point focus F both sides. No need to write this number or make these arrows, just mark a point 3 centimeter from the center of the lens. That's focus. Is it clear? On the left and the right hand side. Measure with a ruler or a scale and mark 3 centimeter. Then what is double of focus? It's called 2F. So 3 centimeters focus. Then you will mark 6 centimeter points on the right hand side and on the left hand side. Double of focus, that's 6 centimeter. And mark those points as 2F. Because it's a double of focus, so both sides If focus was 3 centimeter, that's why the 2f is 6 centimeter. Finish till this point? Everyone done till this point? Mark, so how your figure should appear like this, not these 6 centimeter arrows. It will appear like this, like you marked focus and you marked 2f. Now, they mention an object is placed 5 centimeter. If they did not mention object is on the left hand side or right hand side, so you can draw any place. Like you can draw an object on the left or you can draw an object on the right. But if they mention that object is on the left hand side, so you should place an object on the left hand side. Or if they mention object is on right hand side, so you should place an object on the right hand side. But in this case, it is not mentioned in the question, so I can place an object anywhere. So what I will do, I will measure 5 centimeter. I will measure 5 centimeter from the center of the lens and I will draw an object. Normally to represent an object, we use an arrow. And what is the height of the object? It's 2 centimeter. So this arrow should be 2 centimeter high. And it is at a distance of 5 centimeter from the lens. Is it clear? The height of the object is 2 centimeter. The height of the object is 2 centimeter. This height is 2 centimeter and it is at a distance of 5 centimeter from the lens. Finish drawing till this part. Yes. What's the question? Yes, you have to draw arrow for object. You have to draw this arrow. Means now how your figure will appear, it should appear like this. This is how your figure should appear. Is it clear till now? Now, what you will do, no need to draw the lens. Lens is at the last we will draw. Just in position of the lens, you will draw a straight line. This straight line is a position of the lens. Draw this straight line. And keep in mind the size of the lens should be bigger than the size of object. So draw a straight line, vertical line to represent the position of the lens. Is it clear till now? Now, how to draw an image? First thing, if the light is parallel to the, draw from the top of the object, from the tip of the object, draw the light rays. Now, first light ray, because there are 3 ways I can consider a light ray, parallel or passing through the focus or passing through the center. So first light ray, all the light rays, you will take the tip. If light ray is parallel, the first one is parallel, from where this light ray will pass through. So it will pass through the focus. So I will continue and I will draw or pass through the focus. Extend the line. Don't worry about the length of the line. You can extend as much as you can. So first do this thing. A parallel light ray passes through the focus. Draw a parallel light, and that light should pass through the focus. Done till this point? Draw a parallel light ray and passes through the focus of the lens. Then the second ray starts from the same point, but that is passing through the center of the lens. If it is passing through the center of the lens, what will happen? If it is passing through the center of the lens, no change in direction, so it will continue in the same way.
Sir,
Continue.
how we will know? How we will know from where the light is passing?
There are in the previous session I discussed, there are three ways the light can pass. Number one, parallel. Number two, passing through the focus. Number three, passing through the center of the lens. So only two you have to consider. The first one, we took parallel. The second one, we are taking passing through the center of the lens. This is the center of
So,
the lens. So if
so
it is
we'll draw
passed,
both.
yes, it is passing through the center of the lens, it will pass straight. And the point where the two light rays will intersect, the point where these light rays intersect, that is the point where the image will form. So how the image will appear? Image will appear upside down. Because you started with the tip of object, the point where the two light rays will intersect, that will be the tip of the image. And you can see that when you compare with object with image, what it appear? That it appear that object is upside down. So example, if this was a candle, you light up the candle in front of a lens, but what it appear when you are looking at the image, it appear to be upside down. Inverted image is there. This is a characteristic of the image formed by a lens, that object and image are always inverted of each other. Now, why it is after 2f? Just you intersect, it's because you can see here the point where the two light rays intersect, that is the position where the image will form. Which position? You don't have to memorize this, you just have to understand the concept that the point where the two light rays intersect, that is the position where the image will form. So which position the image appear, the two light rays intersect for your figure, you will find it will intersect after 2f. And it is not necessary that the size will be same. You measure the size of image and you measure the size of object. So what is the size of image for you? It might be different, vary from different student. What is the size of image? Using a ruler, can you measure the size? The height of the image or the size of image? 2.9 or 3 centimeter. So you are getting 3 centimeter. So means the image is larger than the object. So what we call, if a question is what are the characteristic of the image? So what are the characteristics of the image which is formed here? Number one, it is inverted. And what about real? It is real or imaginary? The two light rays intersect by themselves. It is real or imaginary? The two light rays intersect by themselves when it strike. So when the two light rays intersect, we don't have to imagine that there's an intersection. That's why it is a real image. It is inverted image. And it is image is larger than object. This is what happened in a projector. Like what you will find in a projector, when the light passing through a convex lens on the screen, it appeared to be much larger in size as compared to the real object. So this kind of image or a convex lens can be used to produce in a projectors, overhead projectors. And real images can be taken or seen on the screen. You can take the third one also, but two are sufficient or enough. But in exam, you can take the third one if the third one is passing through the focus. So if it is passing through the focus, from where it should pass, it should go parallel. So all the light rays will intersect at one point. And at the last thing, you want to complete a lens. So just complete a lens. How to complete a lens? It's a convex lens. So join these points. And this is complete. So lens we draw at the last instead of in the beginning. So I told you this question is done with a measurement. You need a ruler scale to carry out or measure the focal length, the height of object, and the height of image. So when image is larger than the object, we can also use the term enlarged or magnified. Is it clear, this concept? How the image is formed by a convex lens? Two light rays are sufficient or enough? Here, draw the convex lens. And Afif, when you're showing a convex lens, practically what happened? There is a refraction within the lens. But when you're showing now in an image formed by a convex lens, you don't show that. You just continue till the center and show the deviation or change in direction. But practically what happened, there will be a deviation in this part, but we are neglecting that deviation and we are showing straight lines. Practically there will be a deviation in this part, but theoretically we are ignoring that deviation to show this how image is formed by a convex lens. I'll give another example as well. So another question, if I say, it's better you draw with me so that you have understanding, or any point if it is difficult for you, so you can understand. So if I say an object is placed, this time the height of object is not given, 7 centimeter from convex lens of focal length 2 centimeter. So object is placed 7 centimeter from a convex lens of focal length 2 centimeter. If height of object is not given, it's up to you. You can draw any height, but the height of object should be smaller as compared to a lens. So imaginary line, which is first you'll draw imaginary line and mark the center. That's the center position of the lens. The focal length is 2 centimeter. So measure 2 centimeter, both sides. Mark focal length, F. And measure further 2 centimeter or total 4 centimeter from the center and mark 2F. So this is a point which you have to complete. Complete this one. Then the object is placed 7 centimeter, but the height of object is not given. So you will draw 7 centimeter. If height of object is not given, you can draw object of any height. But one thing you have to keep in mind, that the size of the lens should be bigger than the size of object. Complete till this point, complete. And let me know, then I will do the second part. And draw the lens, only the vertical line, just to represent the lens. Yes. If you find it difficult to type the question, you can use your mic to ask your questions. Yes, the focal length is 2 centimeter. So between 0 and F, means O and F, it's 2 centimeter, and O and 2F, it's 4 centimeter. This is 2 centimeter and object is 7 centimeter. Finish till this point. Now what you will do, the light rays which you will take, it's up to you. And there are 3 ways you can draw the light rays, but only 2 are enough to show formation of image. A parallel light ray, from where it will pass? So it will pass through focus. Then the second one, if I'm taking to the center of the lens, so where it will pass?
Straight.
It will pass without any deviation, it will pass straight. The point where the 2 light rays intersect, that is the position where the image will form. And you will have an inverted
Upside
image,
down.
upside down or inverted image. So what are the characteristics of this image? Can you state 3 characteristics of this image?
Smaller. Upside down.
Yes, and it is smaller than object.
And
It is inverted or upside down.
the focus point, I think.
What's the third characteristic? Inverted. And the third characteristic, it is real as well. Means it can be seen or taken on screen. Real images can be seen on screen. Imaginary cannot be taken or seen on screen. Why it is a real image? You can see the 2 light rays intersect after a refraction. If the 2 light rays intersect after a refraction, it is a real image.
And it will be before the placement of the object from the lens.
It is
Like the object is placed 7 centimeters away from the lens, but the image
image
formed
is
is
closer to
near.
the lens. Yes. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
What is the length of image it's coming out for you? It can vary for everyone, because in the question the length or height of object is not mentioned. So it depends from student to student, that for example, if you take object as 2 centimeter, but the idea is that image should be smaller than 2 centimeter. The size of image should be smaller than size of object. Now what will happen if we bring the object closer to the lens? So another example, an object of height 2 centimeter is placed two centimeter from convex lens of focal length 3 centimeter. So in this question, an object of height 2 centimeter is placed 2 centimeter from convex lens of focal length 3 centimeter. So again, it's always done with a measurement. So it is always done with a measurement. So imaginary line which is perpendicular to the surface, you will draw as a principal axis. You will mark the position for the lens. Focal length is 3 centimeter. So what I will do, I will draw 3 centimeter both sides. That will be focus. And the double F for 2F, that's 6 centimeter from the lens. Yes, you have to draw this as well. The 6 centimeter, 3 centimeter, 3 centimeter, and 6 centimeter. Then the object is placed, an object is placed 2 centimeter and height is also 2. So object should be closer, like within the focus, and height is 2 centimeter. And then draw the lens. Complete till this point, then I will explain what to do. The next one. Try to complete till this point, then I will show what will happen, how the image will form. Focal length is 3 centimeters, so 2F will be 6 centimeter. An object is placed within the focal length. Everyone finished till this point? Okay. Now what happened? Everyone finished till this point, so I will continue because this will be a bit different. What object is, it's written here. The object is having a height of 2 centimeter and it is placed 2 centimeter from the lens. The height is 2 centimeter and the distance between the object and the lens is also 2 centimeter. So both are 2 centimeters. Now what you will do, you will first we'll draw a parallel light ray from the tip of the object, a parallel light ray from tip of the object, from where it will pass?
Behind F.
Through focus. It will pass through the focus.
Yeah, sorry, through focus, yes.
And the second one is passing through the center, so it will pass straight. These two light rays, what do you think? They will intersect?
No, they're parallel.
They are almost parallel, or the distance between them is increasing. So they will
Yes.
not exactly they're parallel, but when you draw, you will find it appear to be have a greater gap between them, means the gap between them is increasing. You can also try on your figure, you will find.
So the image will not form.
Yeah, so image is not forming in reality. So if image is not forming in reality, what happened? Like first the parallel passes through focus and one through the center, it will pass straight. So in reality, there is no image. You can see here the two light rays are not intersecting. So what happened? If a person is looking from other side, where the two light rays, the distance is increasing. So if you are looking from other side, what is our imagination? Our brain always sense that the light is coming straight from the object. This is our eye. So if I'm looking from here, what our brain sense light is coming straight from the object. So when our brain reproduce these light rays backward, so when these light rays reproduced by our brain, so what it appear they're intersecting back of the lens, the same place, and this is a position where the image will form. And this image in reality it is not there. This is just our imagination of our brain. That's why this image is known as imaginary image. So in reality it's not there, just our brain sense the light is coming straight from the object. So our brain relocate these light rays, produce them backward, and this is just our imagination that the image is produced. So object is very small, but our imagination make the image too big. So what our brain sense and produce, we call that as image. So our imagination make the object bigger. That is what happen if you have used a simple microscope, or if you use a magnifying glass. So what happened in case of magnifying glass? These magnifying glass are actually making a text visible to us or larger. So why it is making the objects bigger or larger? because the object is within the focal length. So as the object is within the focal length, you can see, you can read this part easily. So it appeared to be much larger as compared to in reality. So this text is the object for you, but what is created is much larger, and but this is imaginary, imagination of the brain. That's why this is not a real, this is called imaginary image. So if the object is within the focal length, so what are the characteristic of the image? Number one, it is virtual or imaginary. It is magnified or larger in size. It is upright. Other cases it was inverted, but in this case it's upright. Like, what is, if the head of the object is up, like it's pointing up, then image is also head pointing up, and it is same side as object. But in the other examples, you can see here, when we compare, the object is one side of a lens and image is another side of the lens. The length of the image is up to you. You will, what you will do, you will reproduce these lines. Like example, the lines which you drew, one which is passing through the center of the lens will pass through focus, and the, sorry, one which is passing through the center of the lens passes straight, and the one which is passing through the focus parallel will pass through focus. So what you will do, you will reproduce these light rays backward. So you, when you reproduce these light rays backward, the point where these two light rays will intersect, that is the position where the image will form. So this is just our imagination. In reality, it's not there. That's why we call this image as virtual image. Is it clear? The image formed by a convex lens as a magnifying glass. So the idea is that if the object is within the focus, image will be imaginary. If object is at focus or outside focus, the image will be real. So you can identify where the image form, it's not having a fixed position, it depends on how you draw. So how the image is formed, you have to produce these light rays backward. So it may vary. So what you will do, you will, the light rays parallel passes through focus, one imaginary, one passing through the center of a lens will pass straight. So what you will do, you will reproduce these light rays opposite direction. And when you reproduce these light rays in opposite direction, the point where these two light rays will intersect, that is the position where the image will form. You will not learn the structure of the eye. You will learn only the how the image is formed by a convex lens. And in this question, drawing an eye is also having a mark. Like example, if this is a 3-mark question, one is for drawing the rays, one is for drawing the eye, and one is for the image itself. Try to, the side